Hey everybody. Today is just sort of a pre-birthday loot haul episode. My birthday happens to be next weekend, and this weekend was my daughter's birthday, my oldest's. And so I spent the day running around. Actually, I'd like to say I was running around doing laser tag, but I was actually in the waiting area for many hours with my wife, just arranging things, and lots of kids screaming everywhere, and everybody had a really good time. But this morning, it was decided, since I'm working next weekend, that perhaps Dad should just open up his stuff that he got from everybody. And so the majority of it was hobby related. And so I'll just show a couple of cool things. I'm kind of behind in my painting, so you probably won't see these things for a little while. But there are things that I wanted to get, and one of the things that I did get is the Deimos Pattern MK1 Predator. This is, I think there are Forge World rules, but this comes with the stock pattern of the las guns and the auto gun, I believe. So it's either an auto gun or las guns, and on the side it's either heavy bolters or las guns. But it's got a really cool top, like, you know, sort of pre-heresy style, and I want for my small loyalist army, I wanted a Predator, and it comes with the standard Predator kit, but then it does have, and I haven't even looked at these things yet, but I guess these are different, but it's got this sort of almost like, it looks like almost like an older tank, like a sci-fi, almost like a sci-fi World War II tank or something like that. It's kind of cool. And I've just got all these other bits here that it comes with. It looks like even the las guns are its own bits. And yeah, I think this will look cool. Basically, I'm not doing a 30k army, but for my loyalist army, I am as sort of spacefaring fleet that's been cut off, you know, since the Leviathan destroyed their world. They have a lot of old pre-heresy technology mixed in with new stuff that they've picked up. It's got the grill here too, which is kind of cool, or not really. It's sort of a plow kind of thing. I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, I wanted some choice items to have just some differences in the way they look on the table. But the cool thing about this is that I can just use the regular Predator rules if I want, and just have kind of a different looking model. And so yeah, I was looking forward to that one. This next one will be kind of funny, considering the last video that I just put up for Inquisitorial Thoughts. Basically, my next item that I got comes in a nice black box. This is quite an expensive black box. Nice feel to it. So this is one of the Horus Heresy character series, and so it might be my first character model that I've bought for 40k, 30k, whatever. And it is Typhon. So basically I got Typhon of the Death Guard. So that actually goes quite well, right, with my Nurgle Sorcerer that I've done in the past. And I'm doing lots of Death Guard, but ultimately they'll either be Death Guard on their own, or they'll be mixed in with sort of a Black Legion troop. With some Thousand Suns and some other things. But yeah, I did open this guy already. This isn't an unboxing. Let's see here. It's got the tanks up here. I noticed on somebody else's unboxing where one of these guys were broken off. I haven't really thoroughly inspected this guy yet for damage. But it actually seems pretty good, just looking at it here. I'm trying to keep it in the frame and also look at it at the same time for the first time. and it looks pretty good. As you folks know that are somewhat long-time listeners, I've had a problem in the past with Forge World, with some models, with some stuff broken and things. And so having the main body look like that's a good thing. This guy's bent up, but I know I should have no problem straightening that out. Man, this thing is huge. He's got like this huge Reaper scythe. It's kind of cool. And I was thinking about magnetizing the heads and stuff. Here's his arm. I guess I haven't inspected this, and so maybe I spoke too soon about damage, but here we go. Oh, I think it looks pretty good. I don't see anything major. Sorry. There's the Death Guard symbol there on the top. It looks good. There's the two. I'm not sure if you guys know, but there are two heads that come with it. And I can go with the classic Typhus kind of head, pre-Typhon. For those of you that are not aware of the characters, this is the guy that became Typhus that we're familiar with in 40k. He first was Typhon, first captain of the Death Guard. I'm going to go with the head for two reasons. One, I think it's really cool. It's different because we have a model with like that. And two, because I'm going to buy the other one as well at one point. And so I'll have one of each. I actually really like the original 40k model. That in that case, it to me is a model that stood the test of time. But I like this one probably more myself, just personally. So yeah, it comes with. I have to figure this stuff out, but I think it's pretty easy. But it comes with like a little slip that goes around the base. The base itself is huge. There's a display base that goes on here, and I guess there's like a bit of a sewer grate that he's like sort of on there or something like that. And there's this like huge base that he stands on that's like a display base that goes on that base in there, and then this guy slides out, and that's how the character series models tend to work. You can use this just on your gaming table. So yeah, this will be the first time I've done one of these character series models. It'll be a little while before I get to it. I'm not going to say it's going to be Spooky Oktoberfest, but it wouldn't be completely out of the picture, actually. I've actually got stuff still to do from my birthday party last year from Forge World, my first Forge World order still. One of them being the Elder model that's coming up next. I'm not backing down from that. I'm going to do it. And so, that's that. And lastly, in some ways I'm ashamed, but in some ways I'm not. I am getting into another game. I don't think it's going to compete a lot for my painting time with other games, and that's one of the things I like about it. I've also just kind of chalked it up to folks around me, and I think this is the case everywhere. Everybody's always getting into new games all the time, myself included. Some of them stick and some of them don't. I try to keep that in perspective, and like in Her Majesty's Name and Infinity for me are novelty games. They've not taken up in the way that, in some ways in the way I hoped Infinity would, but I always kind of knew Her Majesty's Name was going to be that way, that if I get some games out of it, it'd be fun. It was just good to paint a little troop, but it's not going to probably ever be a huge thing. I think this has the potential, but if it doesn't, I'm okay with it. But a friend of mine and myself got into, or getting into Drop Zone Commander. Okay. So the nice thing about this is that, push this back a little bit. The nice thing about it is it's 10 millimeter. So it'll be my first foray in less than 28 millimeter, which 28 millimeter is my favorite. Heroic scale, 28 millimeter. But I like to try to do different things, and this is 10 millimeter. I didn't really want to do anything less than 28mm for historical. Personally, I just didn't want to. And I never got to play games like Battlefleet, Fleet Gothic, and Epic when they were supported by 40K. So this seemed to me like a really cool thing to take up. Now, one of the things is to start, you don't really need any terrain. My friend and I each got one of these, and so we have double the terrain here. We each split up the armies, and so my friend is actually playing, I think they're called the Zerg. I'm actually not quite sure. Scourge. The Zerg, I think, is from StarCraft or something else. But it's the Scourge, so he got my Scourge models. And he doubled the size of his. I got the UCM models. And I doubled the size of mine. We both kept the rest of what we got, so we each got a mat and terrain like that. We can double it. And we're just going to see how it goes. My friend's really quite, you know, I guess, brought it up. And he kind of agreed and was interested. But since he's looked into it, and he's actually read more than I have, because I just really got this today from the rule book, like for my birthday opening. He's been reading the rule book, and he's more interested now. Like he's really getting into it, and he's already started painting his models and stuff. I'm gonna start with these guys. I'm probably, if things go well, I'll pick up a little bit of supplementary models that are out there for it. The plan is, if I like the game, I'll end up probably doing a different army, and that's the Post-Human Republic, because I really like the models. But otherwise, this is the game. This is the army that I'm going to start with and focus on and add a little bit to and learn the game with. I think I'm going to do, for painting, there's going to be some magnetization that I'm a little unsure about with this. I've seen some videos and other people doing it, but these guys are meant to carry the guys below it. And so there's some magnetizing. What I'm going to do is go for an urban camo on these guys. So it's going to be like a shades of gray and perhaps black and then white, something like that, in an urban camo look. So that's what I'm going to do for this. So yeah, another game. I think it's going to be fun. I hope to have some matches in, this spring with the gentleman that I split these boxes with, and then we'll go from there. Like, we know a couple other people that might be interested, and one actually already has some stuff, and so we might play it a bit more. But my main games really this year are really still going to be 40K Kill Team, Musket and Tomahawks, and Bolt Action, and so we'll just see how this one pans out, whether we invest in it further or whether we just get some games into it and then just kind of enjoy it for what it was and move on. We'll see. I hear lots of good things. I've enjoyed some of the battle reports. It's different, and I think it'll be fun to paint 10mm. Like just to try it. because I've never done that before. So and I don't think it's going to be too difficult. I'm not going for crazy, high quality, like highest quality and things. Like I'm gonna definitely do some different techniques on them, and I've never done camo, so that'll be like a learning thing for me. But I'm expecting them to be pretty quick to paint. So, alrighty. Well, I hope you guys had a great weekend, and talk to you later.